You can't make this up. None of it. You can't make it up. I was looking on the news today about the situation with Israel and Palestine. But I'm gonna start somewhere different with this. I'm gonna go back in time. I watched Piers Morgan, his show where he kind of stokes the fire. He gets people to disagree and get them all passionate. And I remember this gentleman who was a former Hamas member. I think he was related to someone who's a part of the Hamas organization. He's no longer with them. And I remember something he said, and I thought maybe he was being a bit exaggerating in saying that Palestinians aren't even the same people. It's not even what they actually call themselves. It's the name of the nation, obviously, but he's like, if Israel wasn't there, this is me paraphrasing, that they would try to eliminate each other. And I saw in the news today, I just thought, you can't make this up. You cannot make it up whatsoever. As Israel pulled out, there is literal civil war in Palestine. And in a sense, I get it, because Hamas instigated October 7th, which brought a lot of pain and suffering to the Palestinian people. And so there are groups that are actively fighting against them. Hamas has been executing individuals and things of that nature. It's pretty much a civil war going on. And I just thought, you just can't make it up. You can't make it up, because the whole time, the narrative when people were pro-Palestine in the streets saying they want Palestine to be free, and that Israel, they were accusing the IDF of committing genocide. And now that they're gone, there's still, it's actual terrorism, because the people that are fighting against Hamas and things of that nature are saying they're targeting family. They're being very brutal, for lack of a better word. And where are the protesters? Where are they? I guess it's crazy. It's almost as if, because Israel's not involved, it's not news anymore. I thought you wanted the suffering to stop in Palestine. And I've always said that Hamas was the problem in the first place, in recent years anyway. And the protests, what could they protest now? If they're protesting for the Palestinian people now, for there to be peace, it would almost make more sense. A lot of silence in the streets at the moment. And even in the news, there was some kind of residual saying there was some kind of blame that maybe Israel was stoking the flames of the fires. And I'm like, let me tell you something. If you look at history, from Rome to all these great nations and empires, a country is only destroyed when it destroys itself from within. It has to do that first. Because if all it takes is for your neighboring country to whisper in your ear and you destroy yourselves, you destroy each other, then it was no stability in the first place. You already destroyed yourselves before they even instigated anything. You can't instigate something that people don't take heed to, that people don't care about. And speaking of people caring, they're accusing Israel of trying to eliminate Palestinians, basically. But I checked up on that Nigerian thing, the Christian, basically, elimination of Christians in Nigeria. And it is very much so real. And it's very much an intended elimination of Christians in Nigeria. Apparently it's been going on since 2009. And there have been over 100,000 people that have been taken from us on this earth because of simply being a Christian and worshiping in churches. 18,000 churches have been destroyed since then. And in this year alone, 7,000 souls have been taken from us in Nigeria, simply for being Christian. More Christians are taken from us in this world in Nigeria than any other part of the world. Almost 70% of them, to be exact. And where are the college campuses protesting about this? That would be a genocide, an attempt anyway. And you don't hear anything, nothing. Nobody cares. And a lot of this is done by Boko Haram, which is an extremist group, isn't it? Nobody cares. You know, I think people are starting to say something about it now, though. Because it's basically a media machine that can push something, depends on whether or not it's popular or not. You know, I don't think you have to be a Christian to say that's awful and horrible and it should be stopped. But you know, one fact I found fascinating about this situation with Christians. The largest number of Christians in any nation is in the U.S. Out of all the countries in the world, it was a list of countries that had the most Christians. First is the United States, over 200 million. Then Brazil, I think almost 200 million. Then Mexico, about 120 million, somewhere around there. The numbers might not be exact. And guess who's fourth place in the largest number of Christians in any nation? Nigeria. 109 million people are Christian in Nigeria, which is pretty much half of the Nigerian population. And clearly, some people see that as a threat in that country. You know, what's the population in the UK? Around 66 million, somewhere around there. So there are more Christian Nigerians than there are people in the United Kingdom, period. Almost double. That's some food for thought. And quite a bit of them are being taken out. They're being targeted. When are we going to stop this hypocrisy, this fake, this woke? It's virtue signaling, really what it is. Because where souls are being taken away from us the most, it's the least interest when it comes to the media and what they present out there for us. They want the news to be jazzy. They want it to be flashy. They want it to be all these things. And simply put, shouldn't it just matter how many people lives are being affected by what's happening and not just what the name is or what's trendy? How about we just do the right thing, people? That'd be a good start. And on that note, y'all take care.